Activate party mode.
A firm, party mode engaged.
Welcome to Party Mode, the F1 podcast with no limits. I'm Jethro Bovingdon, and I'm joined by my good friends Charlie Curtis and Matthew Collins after a 1 week hiatus. But luckily, the boys chose a week to go on holiday where literally nothing happened in the world of F1.
Didn't plan it that way. It was kind of wild. Felt good.
Yeah, so tell us. We'll get on to the bombshell news, which is not a bombshell for anyone anymore, but Christian Horner being sacked from Red Bull. So tell us, where were you? How was lake life?
So we are in Georgian Bay, Canada. So it's like my best friend since grade 10, who then Charlie and our whole group met through me getting married to Laura. He has a lake house. You drive to this harbor, Honey Harbor in Georgian Bay. Then you take a boat about 25 minutes from the harbor. And it's like an area called like Thousand Islands. There's just tons of little islands and coves. And so you're in the middle of nowhere. And it's like Charlie said the first time we were there, Charlie said over and over again, I can't believe this isn't an ocean. Like, it's vast. It's one of the Great Lakes, one of the biggest lakes in the world. So it feels like you're in an ocean at most points, but you're in a little cove offshoot. And he's a builder and knows friends that is builders. So it's just like, it's a cute cottage, like small, but he's got these little bunkies that are like little mini cottages that people stay in. And he's kind of done it all up really perfect. And it's the most magical place, in my opinion, on earth.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. And the water was like 80 degrees. It was sunny and hot, no wind. So we would boat out to a couple different islands. We'd beach the boat. We'd get a barbecue out. We'd hang, swim, listen to music. We'd go out on the boat at sunset and just jump in the water at sunset. We went fishing. We went to a bigger island that has a beach. We went to a sunken shipwreck, snorkeled in this old ship that sunk out there in the lake. Had fires and cooked food. It's just incredible. And they know, a handful of other people on the lake. So there's always someone cruising by or stopping by when they're going to and from. And
yeah. And it's one of those lakes that's also like a dangerous lake, because like if you don't know and you're not used to boating there and you don't have like a depth-o-meter or whatever the hell it's called, people like crash their boats all the time because you're going and it looks like a vast lake, but it could be like a shoal that's like 1 foot under the water. So your boat would just be mangled.
Were you well prepared with your depth-o-meter?
Oh, our depth-o-meter was killer. We had a great depth-o-meter, but we had a great cabin because like the reason they have a cottage there is my best friend's wife, also best friend. She grew up on that lake. Like literally they bought a cottage like a couple coves away from his parents. So she grew up doing that. And like, you're out there.
It sounds amazing.
Yeah, we got there on my daughter's birthday. So it was my daughter's first birthday when we got up there. And we reached out to some people at 7-Eleven and they actually hooked us up with boxes of merch. Like, and their merch isn't like, okay. Like I thought previously on like 7-Eleven merch, it's going to be so stupid. It's like they have collections. If you go to their website, they go to collections. They have like Wicked. They have this like fishing merch. So we all had hats and shirts and hoodies and T-shirts and decorations. And my friend built a bar and he called it Julio's. Machines, hot dog machines in his thing. So we set it up like a 7-Eleven. And it was the best first day. It was just so much fun to do that the first day and have her have her first birthday at the cottage.
That sounds wild. So how many of you guys go? There's not just your families, is it?
16 total, kids
16.
and adults.
Wow. So do you have space, or are you two are you two still friends? It's a long time to be in the same vicinity.
No.
Everyone had a room or like a separate little bunkie area. One family, they had like a 1-bedroom room. So like the kids stayed in the living room on the couch and the parents at the bedroom. But yeah, they've got, like Matt said, it's not massive, but it's just dialed in to have all those people there.
Because my best friend, his business partner and him share the cottage. So it's normally 2 families up there. And then they built a bunkie off the back because in the winter, they snowmobile to the cottage. So as soon as the lake freezes over, they take their snowmobiles to the marina and snowmobile in. and it's just like no one's up there in the winter. It's just like this peaceful thing. So they built a bunkie that's more like insulated and with a wood burning stove inside of it, so that they stay in there because it's smaller. And
It sounds awesome. So when you got back,
it
what,
was a blast.
yesterday? A couple of days ago?
I got back last night. Matt got back today.
2 hours ago.
Wow. So it must be weird to go from that level of remote to landing in LAX.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, we had a couple days, like we went to their house, so they live about a half hour from the marina, kind of where I grew up, but they like live on the outskirts of like a ski resort called Horseshoe Resort, and they have like trails with golf carts. So we did 2 days there, which is like not city living. It was kind of like, it kind of balanced you into it.
Yeah, you're coming like halfway up, like from the bottom
Yeah.
of the sea, basically.
Like we got to have a
no,
shower. I hadn't showered all week, so it was like nice to just have a shower. So that was good.
Wow, no shower. Yeah, I hadn't really thought about that. You're proper nature guys, aren't you? You're just
They
out
have
there.
showers there.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
Matt
have
just
a-
couldn't
two,
be bothered.
They have 2 of them. No, it was like, it's a waste of time. You just jump in the lake. They have biodegradable soap that I didn't use. It's fine.
I love that. I didn't shower for a week. All right, you're really with nature. Oh no, they had showers. I just didn't want to shower. Well, that sounds fun. That sounds more fun than my life at the moment. But
Where have you been the last 2 weeks?
I don't know where I've been. When did we last speak? Was I in Tennessee? I don't know. I've been to Tennessee.
Yeah, you were in Tennessee last
I've
time
been
we
to
talked.
Tennessee. Then I went to California. Had a cool time, like driving some of the great roads in California. Then I went up to Sonoma, still California, obviously, but up a bit further north. Drove a really cool car, actually, a car called a Zinger. So Czinger. It's yet another $2 million hypercar that seem to just be everywhere at the moment. But the tech that these guys got is super cool. Their parent company or sister company is called Divergent, and they're in Torrance. So they're in the, in LA, but they've created this this entire production and design process where, like, if let's say McLaren ring them and say, we want a subframe for our super duper new supercar, this is the room it's got, this is how strong it needs to be. They put it into this software. It creates these amazing, like, organic shapes. It subtracts material until it's absolutely perfect. Like, they couldn't take another gram out, else it wouldn't be stiff enough or strong enough. And then they 3D print it. So they can do everything in-house. And they've now built their own hypercar. And I've been there. Like, when I first met these guys, I was like, bullshit. Like, there's no way you're going to be able to do this stuff. And it was pretty early days for them. But I went last year, and they're making parts for Bugatti and all these like top end manufacturers, plus SpaceX, plus drones for military, and they're doing it all in the same facility, and it's completely flexible, no tooling costs.
They 3D print like what, carbon fiber?
No, they 3D, the carbon fiber bodies are separate, but they'll 3D print suspension components, ancillaries on the engine, intakes, exhausts from Inconel. Like, it's like magic what they can do.
But what material are they 3D printing it with?
So there's Inconel for like hot temperature exhaust and stuff, and then they've patented 7 or 8 aluminium alloys that they do themselves. Wow. And they've got all these patented adhesives, and like I say, you go there and you're like, wow, these guys are going to just take over the world, because what they can create is incredible. So it was their new car, which was super cool. It's like a fighter jet layout, so it's one in front of the other, so you sit in the middle of the car and the passengers behind.
Well, that's cool.
It was actually, I thought maybe it would be one of those sort of things that feels like a prototype, but it actually felt like a proper car. It was really, really fun. Then I went to Indiana for 4 or 5 days. So we just did, Ellie's birthday is not until we're back home in England, but because I was there and she was there, and so they did like an American birthday party yesterday. So yesterday I was doing that with, it wasn't as good as yours, but it did involve me being doused by loads of kids with water pistols and and hose pipes, and it was like she wanted a water theme for some reason. I have no idea, but Yeah, so that was cool. And now I flew to Newark today, and I honestly don't know where I am, but we're doing some shoot or another tomorrow. So I'm somewhere in upstate New York in the middle of nowhere. The Wi-Fi password is Trout Town USA, so that probably gives you an idea of where I am.
That's
Better idea than I have.
I think that's the name of the episode is Trout Town USA.
Yeah.
So it's been pretty wild. I'm tired now. I've got a couple of days here, and then I fly home, and then I think I'm going to be home for the whole of August, which I'm very excited about. Just I need a month. But then I want to try and come and see you guys, because I've got to come out either late August, early September, and I'm going to try and tag on a LA trip. So I'll come and see you boys as well.
Amazing.
So yeah, that's our lives, but someone else's life has been turned upside down since we were gone.
Mm-hmm.
This is it.
Wild.
I didn't think it was going to happen. We heard rumors and there was so much turmoil, but the last headline I expected to see this year is that Christian Horner was released of his duties at Red Bull.
Yeah, because it felt like he rode the storm, didn't it? Like there was so much stuff going on last year, the last 18 months, and it felt, oh, well, he's over that now. Now it's just a matter of the performance, getting the car sorted. But I was pretty shocked, actually. I was pretty surprised, I have to say.
Yeah, he got through that scandal, somehow came out of the other end of that.
Yeah, the fact that he made it.
And then it wasn't like they were that dominant last year, right? They didn't have a great car. Max still pulled it off, but like he kind of seemed to skirt through the performance issues they had last year. And even this year, they weren't that great, but Max was managing to stay relevant. I don't know. It just seemed abrupt. And like there's something else going on.
The fact that he made it through what happened last year and then they choose this year, it's like there's a thing in his clause that like however many years before his contract's over, it's like an extra 20 million. And they're like, well, we're going to let him go, but we got to save ourselves another 20 million. Because I heard they're going to have to pay him upwards to $50 million to buy him out of his contract.
Are they really?
Yeah, so he's still set. Like getting fired and making 50 mil, like that's actually the goal. Like I'd love to get fired for $50 million. Anyone can fire me for that amount of money.
And the popular theories were that it was both to keep Max. So either Max was only going to stay at Red Bull if they fired Horner, or the other theory was that Max had already left to Mercedes and they were just going to completely rebuild, and they let Horner go, and they're like last ditch effort to try to get Max back, but also if not, just completely rebuild from the ground up. So
I just think, to me, it sounds ridiculous, but it feels odd that he can be fired, because he feels like it feels like it's his team. He is Red Bull. Red Bull is him. Yeah. He went there when it was just coming out of that Jaguar. It'd been Jaguar F1. It was a disaster. Ford had been trying to get involved on a corporate level. Nothing worked. The whole history of that team is really topsy-turvy. But he came in as a young guy. No one, come from Formula 3000, or did he have an F2 team at the time? And so it was a huge shock when he came in, but then he proved over the years that he was the guy, basically. And I just don't know how you separate Horner from Red Bull. And regardless of, I'm intrigued. Do you think this is to keep Max? I don't think it can be, because it doesn't matter how much they want to appease Max. If the car sucks next year, Max is gone. It's as simple as that. So you don't set fire to your own team and get rid of your team boss if it's to keep a driver who's very likely to leave anyway, unless you have the correct performance. So there's got to be more to it than that, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Maybe there's some more shit coming out about him and they need to get him out of there before it hits.
Well, it also didn't seem like Max and Horner had that great of a relationship the last couple of years. Like they used to be so buddy-buddy. He was still there and happy for him when he'd win, but it just, I don't know, something felt different. And then there were rumors that Jos and Horner didn't get along. And we know how close Max is with his dad. And so I don't know. I feel like there's definitely more, because it seems like I'd want him. He already lost Newey, so I might as well keep the guy that's been winning for 20 years. at least for a year and see what can happen. But I have a hard time thinking it has nothing to do with Max.
Oh, for sure there's some involvement. Jos obviously hates Christian. He's been trying to engineer this for a while. But like I say, it just seems a really weird corporate decision to base your strategy, your business strategy, your sporting strategy on a guy who's probably going to just go, well, if the car's no good, I'm out anyway. It doesn't matter. It's not like they're giving Max 20% of the company and he's going to stick it out, whatever.
I think Max does have to stay next year, though, by the looks of it, at least next year, because he's in his clause. He has to be the third place. If he's less than third place by the end of this next race,
it's two more.
Or it's like two more, but he's 18-point difference from George Russell. So basically, he would have to have like at least one DNF, maybe two, to be able to do that. But if they are close for the next two races, that he's for sure in the car next year. But obviously, he can get out of any contract with whatever. You just got to
exactly. Sports contracts. Have we ever seen one that held under? If the person wants to leave, they leave. And if Mercedes really wanted
Mercedes,
Max,
they're going to
they'll just write a check.
Yeah.
They'll just write a check. So I don't get it. Yeah. For me, the bigger question now is like, is this the end of Red Bull? I've been to Red Bull. We talked about it before. It's stunning when you go there. The facilities, the number of people, what they've built. But they've lost Adrian Newey, who's the big loss. Jonathan Wheatley, who was like head of operations. He's now team principal at Sauber. We've seen how well they've progressed since he's gone there. Now Christian, who, I know he's a totally divisive character, isn't he? People either love him or hate him, but the workforce appeared to love him. Like people, they're in floods of tears. Sky Sports were there. I saw when it was announced, everyone was upset, on the record, off the record, people in tears. Like he's motivated 1,000 people for 20 years to continually win. Not only that, they get a 10 grand bonus every time the team wins the title. So he's making these guys personal money. So they have a loyalty to him. And I'm like, if you take all that away, yes, you've got a really good operational place, but you've lost leaders in key places. We don't know how good the people underneath those leaders are, if they're as good. And then next year you've got a new engine that could be anything. It could be the best thing, but it could literally be absolute crap. So I just wonder if Red Bull have done something that's going to take many, many years to recover from, to be honest.
I mean, they have the infrastructure, they have the budget, so they have that working for them. But yeah, I'm interested to see what they put together for the next year, what kind of team they have behind them. Did any of you guys see his like little speech he gave to the team? Did you catch any of that?
No.
It all could have been a show, but he genuinely sounded and seemed shaken and surprised. Like he didn't know it was coming. This wasn't a prepped PR speech. It felt like this was dropped on him. And he was given one chance to like kind of go in and address the whole team and the whole staff. But that seems weird to me too. Like if it was really an amicable departure or something like that, I feel like he would have had more time. There would have been more discussion. He just seemed shocked and upset by it during his speech. And of course he would be, but.
Yeah, so the narrative that I've heard is basically the Thai part of the company always supported Christian Horner and they had 51% of the shares. The Austrian side have always not liked it so much because they're a corporate body and they want corporate structures and they feel like Red Bull F1 operates well without, outside of those parameters, which an F1 team has to do. So that's the other concern. Whatever's happened there, I've heard rumors that the Thai sold like 2% and that meant that the Austrians could pull the trigger on it. I don't know if that's true, but if this is an Austrian corporate thing, because the announcement was made by Red Bull Austria, it wasn't made by Red Bull F1. So it's all been done centrally. If they are trying to push control for F1, that also rings alarm bells because in the history of F1, whenever a big corporation tries to do it, whether it's Ford, whether it's Toyota, when they had their F1 team, they spent more money, but more interference, less decision-making agility. It was game over for all of those. And if they start thinking these guys who are just, they've run football teams or they're good businessmen are going to be able to come in and run an F1 team, they are deluded. Like this, maybe I'm going to be wrong, but it does feel a bit end of days to me. Unless they can recruit F1, doesn't matter how much infrastructure, how much money you've got. It's about the people and the talent, and you need the top, 5-10 people to be absolutely top draw. And how do you attract new people when you see the chaos that's been going on there? I think like I say, I think it's a big old rebuild job. Big rebuild.
Yeah, and maybe they figure next year is going to be a rebuild anyway, so might as well get a running start and start rebuilding now. And next year is just kind of a throwaway year anyway. I'm curious to see.
Yeah, I heard Zach Brown has been saying to Canadian TV he's not surprised that Horner. He loves it, doesn't he?
He loves it.
He said he was surprised by the timing, but not surprised by the decision.
Yeah,
which I thought was great.
Yeah, he's. I've become a bigger and bigger Zach Brown fan over the years. I really like him now. I think he's weirdly uncool yet cool, and he just knows when to twist the knife. And it's really fun to see.
It's great, and he's the top guy in all regards. I mean, he's on in all of it, the most popular team, the most successful team right now, the winningest team right now. The personality, he's just got that. It's polarizing, but like all the attention's on him. This is the best thing that could have happened to him.
And he was talking shit when he wasn't the best team. So like to then move up and you talk shit and it came into fruition, it's so much better.
It's great. It's great. He's actually sort of, Toto's almost disappeared, hasn't he? Over the past couple of years. I feel like he's just regressed. And I guess he doesn't get as much airtime because Mercedes aren't doing as well, but he's sort of withdrawn a little bit, and Zach's just like swaggered into the spot that Toto used to take, basically. It's great. So I guess the big question is what's next. So is Horner going to go to Ferrari? Is he going to go to Alpine is the big one. I think is Alpine going to offer him shares and then he goes in as a team owner, which more logical. Surely he's going to want to avoid ever being fired again and want control over his own destiny. So I think he might pop up.
I've heard rumors about Cadillac too, but I don't know how, real that is, but
yeah. I mean, I think he'd want ownership. I don't know that GM, having finally got an F1 entry, would give him some ownership. So I don't know. It could be cool. I think he's a great character for F1. And regardless of whether you love him or hate him, the show will be poorer without Christian Horner around. Laurent Mekies seems pretty cool dude, but he's not the same guy. He's not going to be telling Toto to sort your fucking car out, etc. So I like those moments. I like that Christian can be a real dick to other people, but in just the right way. So I think it's damaging for the sport, and definitely Drive to Survive won't be as good without Christian around. So they must be scrabbling to get him back in the sport.
Well,
if no one else.
Next season will be great.
Next season is going to be just an incredible series.
It is.
This is going to be right in the middle of it. I mean, I'm curious how they don't talk about this every single episode.
I mean, it's the bombshell story. We've had so many, like Lewis going to Ferrari was such big news, and now Christian Horner going. It's like it's brilliant. It's truly amazing. For me, I love Christian. I think he's a great character, and I think Red Bull is teetering on the edge of the last days of Rome type stuff. So let's see. Maybe we're wrong, but I just. All this stuff with Max being seen with Toto on
his jet, like on the flight tracker, and they tracked his jet within 4 hours of each other. I love that shit. It's so good. Yeah,
I don't know. Is Max gonna stay even next year? I don't even know. It's such a soap opera. It's impossible. A Toto and Max just texting each other like let's just have a laugh and get on a plane together or what? I don't know where it's going. Really, they're messing with us.
I don't think either of them has the that jokester side to them.
You don't think?
Pull a fast? I don't think so. But I mean, look, I think Max has seemed bored. He's frustrated. He's not used to this performance the last year plus. I wouldn't be surprised if he went. I mean, he's going to another team. Again, he's kind of, if he was leaving the best car, sure, it's a whole different thing, but he's not. He's got to kind of start over, and maybe he's seen something in Mercedes and what they have planned for next year that's at least makes him optimistic. But it's also, he's not going to a shitty team. Like, that's a legacy team as well. It doesn't seem like a bad fit.
Well, Jensen Button said something where he was like, the grass isn't always greener. Like, Lewis went to Ferrari, look what's happening. You know, it's not like, I don't think Carlos wanted to go to Williams, but he went to Williams. What's happening there? It seems like everyone that's kind of stuck it out, it's now, the only person that did an upgrade, weirdly enough, was Hulkenberg going to Kick. That's the only person that actually went to a team and it improved. And that's the last thing we ever thought we would see, is that team improving. So I don't know. Maybe it's his better bet is if he leaves to not go to Mercedes is to go. Maybe he is close to Christian. Christian goes to Alpine.
No
Max
way.
goes to Alpine.
No way.
I don't believe it'll happen, but maybe that's the move.
Can you imagine?
Maybe they're just they'll buy the team between the two of them, and then
no, his dad would not be happy. Yeah,
I can't imagine them on a French team. I just couldn't see it.
His dad would T-bone the car if Max did that. I think crash into him. Okay, so we've probably covered Horner. What else do we want to talk? Do we want to do more gossip? I mean, all the gossip is just Horner and Toto and Max, isn't it? Basically,
we got a little bit more. Like, one thing that's like not a huge surprise, but Zach Brown did say in an interview, he was asked again, what about team orders? What's going to be happening? And he said there are no team orders, and there will not be for the rest of the season. Those two are there to race, which I loves that, because every other year we have a champion on the table. It's known that guy is going for the championship. His teammate is helping him out the whole way through. And I love that they are just going to let them race. And
yeah, I think it's just such a non-issue. I don't know why everyone's talking about it, because they're gonna be first and second in the championship. They're way ahead of everyone in the constructors, unless something radically changes in the performance order. To me, it just feels like, of course you're going to let them race, because if you don't, you're going to lose one of them at the end of the year for sure, and you want to keep hold of both those drivers. So just let them go at it and see what happens. This is the year of all the years that you don't need team orders. You've got a dominant car, two drivers performing at a high level, Red Bull literally crumbling before your very eyes. Ferrari can never seem to quite get their stuff together. Mercedes is a non-factor most of the time. So it's like, yeah, just let them race. I don't think it's an issue. Zach must be like, I don't know why we even keep talking about this.
Yeah,
like, look at our lead. Yeah, look at our lead in the championship. It just doesn't make sense to me. So yeah, but I'm glad to hear him say it officially.
Yeah, it's exciting. Also, the rumors are that Sergio Perez has already signed with Cadillac. Like, it's a done deal. It's inked in with his backing. He's going there. People are saying they're gonna release it like the end of the summer break, or just at that first race back, or maybe this weekend. Who knows? But that's there. And then it's basically now narrowed down to Bottas or Schumacher for the other seat. And then Schumacher's come out and said he's had some really good meetings. Like, everyone's kind of alluding that they've had some really good meetings, but I kind of like it. I like to see Checo coming back. What would be crazy is he comes back and he beats Max. Max goes to a worse car and Checo is on top. That will be crazy.
That will not happen. I assure you that will not happen.
I don't know.
Funny. It's funny because, and I'm guilty of it as much as anyone else, but Checo was getting shit on last year. Like, he was
badly.
He had the best car and he was not winning, so he must be the worst driver on the grid. And now with all these rumors about him coming to Cadillac and everyone else that took his seat is just floundering, everyone is saying how great of an idea it is and how great it would be to have him back and he deserves it and on and on. And it's like just a complete 180. And I'm guilty of it too. I was like, oh,
for sure,
guy must be terrible if he's not coming in at least top 5 every race. And now I'm like, yeah, it looks like he did the best he could and he's probably still a great driver.
Do you want to see him back then?
Yeah,
I like to see him back.
I like a redemption story.
I feel like he's had a shot. He's had so many F1 goes at it. Like, he went to McLaren as the great hope, and then he's been, I don't know. I just feel like he's been in and out enough. He's had his chance. Maybe I like seeing the new blood because I think we've had so many great rookies come in. I know Cadillac need an experienced guy. It just feels like to me you'd have Bottas because he's literally in the car all the time. He just tested the Mercedes and did like 113 laps over a couple of days, and to me he's got current machinery advantage.
True.
And he's great on social media. He's built his character up. And Cadillac should be, I hope they come in and do it in like a fun, humble sort of way and don't come in fucking waving a big American flag as if they're about to conquer the world.
Happen.
Do you know what I mean?
Doing a documentary series with Keanu Reeves or a episode, a documentary something with Keanu Reeves, so they're definitely coming in hot.
Yeah, they shouldn't. They should come in. I think it's great. I'm super happy. I actually love Cadillac I think they're a cool brand now. I love their racing car in World Endurance Championship. But and I don't want to upset American listeners because we have a lot of them. Every American team that comes in, they underestimate the challenge. F1 is a nightmare. It's an absolute nightmare of a sport to be competitive in, and it takes so much experience and luck and expertise and honing all of your processes to there's nothing on the table. These cars are performing at a level that is just beyond the comprehension of most people. And I just think it's dangerous to come in and not just say, we're coming in, we're going to build. It's almost good that Audi have had this time with Sauber and they can see how bloody hard it is. Mm-hmm. And then hopefully next year they won't come in as if they're about to win the title in year one. But yeah, I think Caddy should come in and be like, we're fun. We do it in a different way. We're super serious about getting there, but we know we're on the start of a journey because otherwise they're going to look stupid, basically.
Yeah, that is true.
We'll see. Anyway,
that's me. Charlie in his head is like, fuck yeah, America. We're gonna fucking win the championship the first year.
Come in loud, baby. Why not?
If America. They do, I'll be impressed, but also amazed.
Yeah.
I mean, our last American in F1 didn't fare so well. So hopefully the next American team does a little better.
Yeah, hopefully. And they've got a base in Silverstone, Northamptonshire, so they got a shot.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Apple TV might be in the new American broadcaster potentially.
I would love that. I would love that if they got it globally.
They're so good. Yeah, it would be really, really good. Because also, I wonder if it has anything to do with how the F1 movie. I found this the first 10 days it made $293 million.
Pretty good.
It's Apple Movie's biggest movie they've ever done. But then also when I'm thinking about that, I'm like, that's probably not even half of what they spent on this movie. Right? That has to have been a $500 million project.
Yeah.
It probably was.
They're going to get so much.
For sure. That's only the first 10 days, too.
End. Yeah.
100%.
And we're not in a movie theater era anymore, you know? And I don't know. Anytime I was at a movie theater, that theater was sold out. There was a line. There were fans. There were people wearing merch and clothes. You don't see that for any other movie. So, yeah, I don't know what the comps would be, but it seems like that's this day and age, it seems like that's probably pretty good
for sure.
10 days.
Yeah, I think it's still number 2. I think it's still number 2 in the charts or something, US and UK, and it's been out a good few weeks now. So it's pretty good. I think it's doing well.
Last thing, there's rumors going around now that Isaac Hadjar is going to be replacing Yuki next year. And then from the report that I saw, it was he would be replacing him, and then a new driver would be going to Racing Bulls with Lawson. So Yuki's just getting the boot, which man, that kid, he was doing so good at Racing Bulls. I feel like that's such a nasty, nasty road for him. And I hope that is not true. I hope he at least gets to go back to Racing Bulls, but good for Isaac Hadjar. I think he's great. And I think he could probably do great in that car, but I don't know.
Well, he probably couldn't because no one can. I mean, that's the point. I think this was always the gamble for Yuki. It's do you do it? And we talked about it at the time. Could he say no? But obviously he couldn't. But I think for him it's going to be really cruel because he deserves to be in F1 and he is really good. And I think he might drop out if he loses his Red Bull seat, unless like Aston Martin, unless Lance Stroll finally decides he's had enough of wasting his dad's money. I don't know. I can't see him getting a seat elsewhere, which sucks because I love Yuki. I think he's great, but it's sort of, well, let's say this: if he carries on the trajectory he's on, finishing between 18th and 20th every race, he's not even going to make it to the end of the year. There's only so much patience they'll have. So we'll see. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it'll be Hadjar and George Russell next year.
Who knows? Could be. George Russell, no.
It'd be so weird to see George in a... That just doesn't fit him.
What's he going to do? It just doesn't seem right.
He'd fit an Alpine uniform, I think. Like that, he would suit an Alpine.
I don't know. It's just, Red Bull is just such a wrong fit. He's just like skater
It's like too cool for him. Like
BMX guys.
I don't know. He's too proper for Red Bull. I don't know. It's weird.
Maybe he'll find his wild streak. Who knows? Come in with a face tattoo for next year.
I also just looked it up. The F1 movie has made $463 million as of yesterday.
It's not bad. Is that US only or globally?
No, that's US and international combined.
Okay. It's done pretty well.
It's made more money internationally than it has in US and Canada.
Yeah.
So it did 154 million US and Canada and 309 in international markets, which is pretty telling with like the F1 fan base as well.
Yeah. Pull your finger out, America. Go and see the F1 movie if you haven't already. It's actually worth it. I enjoyed it a lot.
It's so fun. Fun.
It's really good.
All right. So next on the circuit, we have Spa.
The best.
So I got some track facts to kick us off. We got the longest track on the F1 calendar at 7.004 kilometers, 4.3 miles, featuring 44 laps for a total race distance of 308 kilometers. There are 19 corners, including the famed Eau Rouge uphill complex with an elevation change of over 100 meters. Speed extreme. Speeds can exceed over 319 kilometers on Kemmel Straight. Lap records. We got a race lap record of 1 minute 44 by Sergio Perez in 2024. A lot of changing weather conditions, and we are looking like scattered showers, some rain on race day, but the other days leading up to it are going to be dry. So I know you've raced this track or driven on this track before many times, right, Jethro?
I have. Yeah, I have raced there, Matt. Thank you for bringing that up. Yeah. I scored a podium at Spa Francorchamps. Yeah, I did.
What were you driving?
I actually did.
Were there any other drivers?
Just three.
I was in an Aston Martin GT4 car. So it was pretty cool, actually.
No way. That's sick.
Yeah. So it was a one-make Aston Martin championship. So there was probably only, I can't remember, but let's say there was 12 to 15 cars on that grid. But because Spa's an expensive place to race and have a race weekend, we were combined with the British GT Championship grid. So there was like 45 cars on the grid. So we had everyone from professional British GT drivers, and they have two different classes in that. And then our championship was also in the mix. So although there were only, like I say, I can't remember, but let's say there was 14, 15 cars, you were on a full track with all sorts of different cars, Lotuses, Porsches, Ferraris, the whole lot. It was really cool. And I shared the car with a woman called Anya, who is now like global head of PR or corporate communications at Porsche. It's really lovely girl. And we came second. We just turned up, got in the car. I think I qualified it maybe third or fourth. And then we got straight up to second and held it. And then the second race, there was two races. Second race, I think, we had some sort of nightmare in qualifying or something went wrong with the car. So I was like right at the back and I was desperate to try and get to the front, and someone crashed into me, or I sort of went for a move and they drove into the side of me. So I've got on my brother's garage, I've got the wheel and it's got one of the mechanics wrote like Jethro was here on it or something like that, and it was a broken wheel and a smashed up tire and stuff. So I've still got that at home, but it was awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So
it's
what's
really
it
cool.
like racing up Eau Rouge? That seems like I've done it in a sim hundreds of times, but that would be crazy.
It's awesome. I actually did a video, which I thought would be easy, where I was like, I want to do, because they take Eau Rouge Radeon flat, so they don't lift the throttle. They're in like 7th gear. At what speed would you be doing on the sim? 175 miles an hour, something like that, probably through there. So I was like, well, I want to do it flat to see what it feels like. So I needed a downforce car. And I did it in a Radical, which are these little, they look like little Le Mans prototypes, open top. They have a motorbike engine in the back, paddle shift sequential gear. They're awesome. And they've got proper downforce. So I rang Radical and I was like, listen, is like Radeon Eau Rouge flat in one of your cars? Your SR3, it was at the time, SR3XX or something. And they said, just about, like it should be just about flat in like qualifying mode. So I was like, okay, cool, I'll go and do it, because it's just belief, isn't it? It's just like, oh, I can do it, someone told me I can do it, I must be able to do it. So I went to a track day out there, and it took me all day to do it. It was so annoying, because I did it first couple of laps, I was like, God, this is quite a task, because you're going downhill, steep downhill, and then you turn left over some curbs, and then right up the hill, and then left up, sort of over the blind thing. But you are plummeting downhill. I was doing 100 and I'd have to look at the data, like 145, 150.
Oh, that's downhill. So where the pit exit is, where the pit downhill. So I don't feel that on the sim.
Yeah, it's steep downhill, and then you go uphill. But you're going quick, and it looks like a big old corner. And what happens is you go up, you turn left, you have to get the line absolutely right a bit over the curb. And when you turn right, the whole car starts to slide, like you're not going to grip. But then the hill catches you. So every time it feels like you're going to career off the road, but then the gradient catches the car, which is what propels you over the top. So it was awesome. But I'd come in and I was 100% convinced. I was like, yeah, no problem, did it flat. And we'd look at the data, and there was like a green bar with your throttle. So it would, so it would show you how much throttle, and it would be solid. And then it would just go like just the tiniest little bit, like almost imperceptible, but it was there. And I was like, shit, I thought I'd done it. And then it built up and up. And in the end, I was like, I just have to do it. And then the final
you're just lifting accidentally.
Yeah,
you don't realize that
it's just, it's in your brain. Your brain is just, you don't know, you're telling your foot to. So in the end, I went out, and I was like, I had my foot like as much pressure as I could, like slamming it to the floor as if you were doing like an emergency brake, but on the throttle pedal. And I did it, but it took me all day. It took me all day to do it. So fair play to them, just jumping in the car and doing it. Because it's one thing I knew it could be done. And my conscious brain was like, I am going to do this. But my unconscious brain was like, are you out of your mind? And it was just giving me that tiny bit of hesitation. So, but yeah, it's an awesome track. That corner's great. Puan, which is this double apex left-hander, super fast. The whole track is amazing. The weather adds a lot. Like you say, yeah, the forecast looks like Sunday might be a bit rainy, which would be great. So yeah, classic race, probably the best. So
and just like the last corner is pretty crazy too, when you're just going flat out, and then it's like that hard right and then a left.
Yeah,
that's wild.
You get that little bus stop chicane, but there's so much high speed. There's so much, and in an F1 car, it must be outrageous just driving there. And it's just like there's loads of fans, and it's beautiful. You're in the middle of the Ardennes forest, so it's the most gorgeous track. Yeah, I love it there. I think it's great. And I think it'll be a good race. Hopefully they've all had a couple of weeks off. Ferrari seem to be getting there with their car. Maybe they can be up there challenging McLaren. But yeah, let's do our predictions, guys. Not that we ever remember them or take a note of whether we got them right, but let's do them anyway, just for fun.
All right, Jethro, you go first. You get this one.
Okay, P10. I think I'll go Science. I think I'm going to go Science for P10. And I'm going to go, I feel like Ferrari got a shot. So I'm going to go Hamilton for his first proper win.
Wow.
Maybe in slightly rainy conditions. Ferrari dream. Hamilton wins. Science P10.
I'm going to second that Hamilton win. I think he's got it.
Of course.
Yeah, if he says it, you can't
Cut and
not go that
paste.
now.
Cut and paste from every other week.
This is the week. This is the one I really mean it. And I'm going to go P10. I'm going to go Hulkenberg. I know he got on the podium last race. And he's doing really well, but I think for him this week, P10.
It's still good. P10 for him, I think.
Still good.
Okay, Matt?
I'm going to go Oscar Piastri. I don't think I've ever picked anyone else. I'm going to pick him all season. 10. This is crazy. I'm going to pick Yuki. I don't know why. I was going to pick Hulkenberg, and I don't think Yuki's a realistic one this time, but like, it's kind of a hope and prayer. I hope with all this, he's got to like do it a bit more. I know I've been reading stuff like they're trying to kind of adjust it and get him a better feel. And Marco's saying they've been working together. So maybe he just gets up there a little bit.
New upgrades for them this week too.
Yeah, I think it's not a bad shout.
I think maybe he didn't like Christian. Now he feels a little bit better about himself. And,
well,
it's
Matthias,
and he knows Mekis, right? So
exactly. And he's going to feel comfortable with him.
That's the connection he needs.
Well, this is the last chance saloon for him, so hopefully. Okay, well, that was great fun, boys. At this point, Dax would say, push, 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 push. We're just going to say, enjoy Spa. Hopefully the next time we're off, no massive bombshells are dropped, and we will definitely 100% be here next week. So we'll see you then.